I want to first warn you guys that this might be a difficult topic for a lot of people, because this is one of the more harder aspects of discovering your shadows. And this topic is going to be about integrating the more darker aspects of your shadow, the hated aspects of who you are. So as you meditate, as you start to shed the light of conscious attention on many aspects of your psyche through meditation, through introspection, you start to see patterns. And patterns are thoughts that are reoccurring as you meditate. And as you start to meditate, you realize and see these reoccurring thoughts. You realize certain thoughts have a weird kind of like, I don't like this sensation about it. And when you start to feel weird about certain thoughts, you're like, I don't understand. I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for a long time. And I can get over this. I can get over that. I've addressed the shadow here. I've talked about certain abuse, right, in my life or whatever. And when I was a child, I went through this traumatic experience. And this thing is reoccurring for some reason. And it still makes me feel uncomfortable. When something like that happens, you're now tapping into the darker aspects of who you are. The things you know that society will not necessarily accept. The things that you know maybe your culture doesn't necessarily accept. And then you start to really tap into who you are. And you get to a certain point when you realize, holy shit, I might have to integrate some of these aspects in order to feel whole. And integration is accepting that's who you are and merging it with your true self and who you are as an individual. Accepting that that's part of you. And I'll give you some examples. For some people, it might be a sudden realization that, oh my God, I've been lashing out and hating gay people because I like certain aspects of the same sex. And that might scare you. It might be, holy shit, I can be extremely ruthless sometimes. That's not going away. For some people, it's, wait a minute, maybe the reason why I'm the loudest in the room is because I have no impact in this world. And this is the only way I can feel like that I have an impact. You know, so the darker aspects of who you are, that's the hardest part for a lot of people, man. You know, straight up. Like you go down this path and you're like, oh, I feel great. I feel amazing. And then, like I said, there's these reoccurring thought patterns and they just won't go away. And they make you feel very uncomfortable. And like I said, if you've been doing this for years, right? If you've been meditating for years, if you've been trying to, you know, figure out why you do the things you do and, you know, why this really aggravates you, it might be something that you just have to accept that that's who you are and integrate it into your personality. And you realize you have to integrate it because you know that if you say, you know what, oh, no, whatever, I'll just leave it alone, that by doing that, you're just creating a shadow of it again, just by burying it and say, oh, no, whatever, it's all good. And you'll still unconsciously express it. Just because you've put your conscious attention on it at one point doesn't mean it can't resubmerge and then you unconsciously express it again. So that becomes very, that's when the mind games start to happen, when you really meditate and dive into yourself. That there's going to be certain dark aspects that are not culturally accepted, that you have to find a way to integrate. Or else, like I said, they'll find a way to express themselves. But yeah, this isn't a long video, so if you guys want me to talk more about this subject, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Take it easy, guys. Peace.